Why on earth is this story not going viral right now all over the country? I'll tell you why. Because they want to take away our guns, our freedom to bear arms, and our guns, and the Second Amendment. That's why. Oh man, this is going to be a very good one. What's up, guys? John Q here. Thanks for watching today's video. We're going to be looking at why we do need guns in America. And you know why I think this story isn't viral? It's because I think that the people actually know that it's not guns. It's people that kill people. I have a gun right over there. If I don't touch that gun ain't doing nothing. But if I were to grab that gun and do harm with it, I did it, not the gun. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, before we get going, I have to give you the verse of the day because that's what we do here on this channel. Today's verse of the day is Matthew 5:4 from the NIV version. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Amen. If you're mourning, you will be comforted. I hope that blesses you today and the rest of this week. Now let's get into the video. Oh man, this is why we need guns, all right? The headline from abcnews.go.com, I will leave this article down in the description for you guys. Security guard kills Michigan church gunman, preventing large-scale mass shooting. This is literally just happened a couple days ago. June 23rd, 2025. It says here, an alleged active shooter intent on attacking a Michigan church on Sunday was shot and killed by a security guard and another church staff member who, in quotes, prevented a large-scale mass shooting, end quote, the police say. The shooting unfolded around 11:15 a.m. local time at the Cross Point Community Church in the Detroit suburb of Wayne, according to the Wayne Police Department. In quotes, we are grateful for the heroic actions of the church's staff members who undoubtedly saved many lives and prevented a large-scale mass shooting, Wayne Police Chief Ryan Strong said during a press conference on Sunday. The gunman was, I'm not going to identify the gunman because F that guy, and official says he appeared to be suffering from a mental health crisis. Interesting, the gun wasn't suffering from a mental health crisis. It was the guy. The human. Interesting. Police say the suspect exited his Nissan truck wearing a tactical vest, armed with a long gun and a handgun, when he approached the church building and began firing his weapon. Several staff members from the church approached the gunman, police said, adding that a parishioner struck the gunman with his vehicle as the gunman shot the vehicle repeatedly. At least 2 staff members shot the gunman, causing fatal wounds. One staff member, a member of the security team, was shot once in the leg by the suspect. They underwent a successful surgery and are expected to recover, the police say. Why are we not talking about this? The amount, it gets me so worked up because this is why I say we need guns. We should be carrying a gun. I was at church 2 days ago. I was on the worship team. I had a gun. I always have a gun, no matter where I'm going. And this is, man, if we have right in the head people who carry guns, who are responsible, who know what to do when the time comes, who train even once a month, that train for that one moment, this is why. Had nobody in that church, on that security team, had a gun, the headlines would be hundreds of people dying in a mass shooting. And then we'd be blaming the gun. Like, that's and then it would go mega viral. For sure it would. But we're not talking about this. This is, I get so worked up because when you don't think it's going to happen to you, to your church, or to your community, that's when it's going to happen to you. I would assume that these people went to church, security team went to church, the worship parades team went to church, the pastor all went to church thinking, oh, another Sunday. It's going to be great. Nobody thought that a gunman a gunman in all tactical gear would pull up to the church and just start blasting. But we have prepared men who are ready to actually do the work. That is where that's where I want people to like really understand the level of mindset that you have to realize a threat and think, oh, I'm carrying a gun. I should probably go and defend my church, my people, right? Instead of, we're not even talking about the police officers who maybe were not on scene. Again, I always say the police are going to arrive after the critical incident in most cases. As a former police officer, I got to the critical incident after it happened. Very rarely will you be right then and there. Will a police officer be right then and there? So you have to take it upon yourself to have your own safety. You are your own police officer. You are your own protector. And here's the crazy part. The gunman had no criminal history. His mother was a member of the church, and the suspect attended 2 or 3 services over the course of the last year. Hey guys, quick interruption here. Today's sponsor has been brought to you by Valorous TV, and if you haven't been checking out Valorous TV on YouTube, you're missing out. Valorous TV is the new ultimate streaming destination for celebrating America's greatest heroes. Through premium handpicked films and television content, Valorous honors the bravery and sacrifices of the military, police, first responders, and everyday patriots who define courage. As the home for the heroes, Valorous TV delivers bold, inspiring, and action-packed content and entertains and educates, all completely free and available 24/7. Whether you're a history enthusiast, a military buff, or simply someone who loves classic and high-quality films, you'll find something you love in their vast collection of hundreds of must-watch titles that showcase the spirit of heroism and valor. So start streaming now for free on YouTube at Valorous TV. All right, let's get back into the video. Even the people that you go to church with could be a danger to you. And I'm not saying everybody around you is going to try to kill you. That's not what I'm trying to say. But what I do want to get across is, if you're a man, I think you should take it upon yourself to be fit, to be present, and to be able, and to protect your family, your church, your community. And this is from someone who goes to church every single week. Like I go to church and I'm looking at everybody and I'm analyzing everything that's going on. And I think if you're carrying a gun, I think you have the responsibility as well. You can't just walk into a building, let's just say church. You can't just go to your church and just be nonchalant when you're carrying a gun. That's just what I believe, because if you're carrying a gun, you are telling yourself you have committed. You have said yes to that call of, if something happens, I will step in. Not, if something happens, I might step in, I might take out my gun. Well, then why are we carrying a gun in the first place? What's the point? I mean, really, why would you even care to even try to protect the people, children, men, women? Like, what's the whole point of carrying a gun if you're not going to try to use it to protect? That's the whole point. And there's this narrative that the guns kill people. That man could have easily gone into a church with a bat, with a knife, a machete. Name anything within reach, and he could have used that as a deadly weapon. Now, is it more effective? Probably not. It just so happens that guns can't be more effective. In that same regard, guns were effective in this scenario to neutralize a threat. You can't carry a gun and be complacent. You can't carry a gun and think, oh, I might do it. I think I might do it. Why are you carrying a gun? To be cool? Because you saw some really cool tactical advice, some tactical cool pictures on Instagram? No, the reason should be to protect yourself, your family, and community. Again, we have individuals, we have men, security team who has said, I will do this. I will take it upon myself and not run the other way, but run towards. Now I think that's the key factor here. Security teams around churches need to be able to identify a threat. Now in this case, it's a little bit different, but I think you guys should be able to identify a threat before it even is a threat. Someone who comes in wearing all black with a hoodie in the middle of summer. That's a little odd, right? If someone's wearing a tactical vest, maybe approach that person and not all of the security team approach, because then you leave your kids' wing unattended, you leave the main sanctuary attended. So like these are things that church security teams should be thinking about and how they're positioning themselves and their people. Now, if you're understaffed and you have maybe 3 or 4, maybe 2 guys go to the person, not like, hey, what are you doing? It's just more of a, hey, there's someone over here. Let's just make sure we're L'ing out, right? So if here's person, one guy's here, just the L formation. Now, in this case, it's a little bit different because the guy had a vest, a long gun, and a handgun. So I would assume that, yeah, you go right to that guy in this case, which was good. That's what they did. But bottom line is, we need men, we need women who will go towards the threat, towards the gunfire. So, very good. That is very good on you guys in Michigan, security team. You guys are amazing. I read in the article that they don't want to be named, and that's fine. I do hope that that church begins its healing journey. It says here, please pray for our healing, the strengthening of our faith, and the continued bond of unity brought through the shared traumatic experience. And for the family of the individual, they are hurting too. Bobby Kelly Jr., the pastor of Cross Point Community Church, said in a statement on Monday. So literally just a couple days ago on a Sunday, what are you going to do to protect yourself, your family, and the community when you go to church? I'm not saying that you should. I'm saying maybe think about that if you carry a gun for those reasons. If you're carrying a gun just to be cool and just to say, I carry a gun, but actually don't train, don't go to the range, you don't try to get better, then what's the whole point of carrying a gun? Honestly, I think this article should be an inspiration for a lot of people to go train, to everyday carry, to hold up that responsibility of carrying a gun and what that means to you. Maybe that means, hey, if you go to church and you're on the security team, maybe that means that we should start training our security team members a little bit more. Maybe investing a little bit of time and money. Maybe operating with local police in your area. Just what would happen if this scenario happens? Scenario 1, 2, and 3. What are we going to do? Who's going to go towards? Who's going to protect doors? Who's going to be in the kids' wing? Who's going to be in the main sanctuary? Who's going to be, like, all of these things? You want to have a plan before it happens. Not, oh man, this thing tragically happened and now it's too late. Now we should make a plan. No, make a plan before, right? So as tragic as this was, and as heroic as this was for the individuals, it should also be a good blueprint for everybody or every church in America, because it could happen to you this next week, in 2 weeks, in 3 months, in 1 year. You never know. So let this be more of a reminder of, yeah, we have a duty as men. As Christian men of the faith, we have a duty to protect. So that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next Johnny Q video. Peace.